Good morning. Today on Comic Book Clobbering Time, we're going to talk about collecting goals, a few pickups that have been achieved already, and
you say achieved or achieved?
Achieved.
Ooh. Patrick Mahomes.
You know what time it is.
It's clobbering time!
Good morning, everyone. I am Jay Hood Creative. I'm here with my pal, Coach Vic, and
the other guy
over in the other panel.
Ooh, yeah, point the other way.
Over there.
Oh, yeah.
High five. High five.
Boom.
Oh, wait. Oh, God.
You're wearing a blue shirt. See if you went out the camera and came. Never mind.
Yeah, we're blue and he's reddish.
I've got my my Power Records shirt on this morning.
Nice.
Courtesy of
I got
Al's Pop Shop.
I don't know.
I got courtesy of KingSizedDirect.com.
There you go.
Nice. I'm going to need those.
Hey, let's say good morning to a couple people we got hanging out. We've got John's Comics with Kids. He was here early. And Who's Your Nerd is here. Good morning.
Was it like 5 a.m. out there, John? Good morning.
Is it? Math is hard.
Math is really hard.
Okay, so what's the big deal? So Jamie texts me during the week. He's like, hey, I'm doing this special show. And I'm going to do this, this, and this. And he was like, would you like to be on it? And I was like, sure, I ain't got a life. Let's do it. So what's so special to get me out of bed at 9 in the morning on a Saturday?
When you get a special comic book clobbering time show on the weekends when we're not supposed to be on, it's because the wife says, you doing a show this weekend? And I'm like, no, we're not special. We're not scheduled to. And she's like, well, you can if you want. I'm like, all right, let's do it.
That means she's trying to wander you and get you like, no, there's nothing happening over there. I'm having a party right now.
Yeah, it was a combination of that, and I was going to do a primetime stream on Tuesday night, and by the time I was like ready to go live, there were other shows on that I would have rather watched myself than to watch this content I was going to post. So,
oh, gee, Eeyore, come on. Oh, gee, I don't know if I would be good enough to be on Tuesday night.
Hey, it's hard to compete against content creators like John's Comics with Kids.
Discovery Bay.
Geek Aficionado. Good morning, Discovery Bay.
We're huge from the West Coast.
Oh.
Either you're local or you're like on the West Coast. You just don't know any better and you tune in. So yeah, the thing I was gonna do on Tuesday was just go over some of the more recent pickups that I've had and talk about some of my mindset when it comes to collecting some things, and it has to do with goal setting. I put together a list of books that I would like to pick up this year, and I went over that with Comic Kid 84 on his channel, and so it's kind of a matter of my list was more of if I'm going to buy anything this year, it's going to be books on this list more than I have to complete this list. So
now by pickups, you know what I mean? Like when I picked up Want to Feature 27 this week and Caillou scored 5 this week, and you mean like real book pickups?
I mean like
that cost more than list price.
Yeah, not brand new off the shelf pickups.
Some heavy,
but you
heavy book pickups,
didn't you?
No, I didn't, because I started thinking he don't want to see that stuff. And if he does, we can bring it next week because we got to talk Future State anyway.
Oh man, do we? I'm gonna that.
Maybe we don't have to talk Future State. Maybe let's
just keep. I'll just put in a cardboard cutout of me yelling like, and then you can like just fill in what I'm gonna say about it.
Yep.
Dude, it's not for me because I tell you what, like I was reading like how the love for the Wonder Woman book, and I'm like, well, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people just like trash writing.
I was noticing that too. A lot of people, I'm like, well, maybe I just need to read the second book and see what's going on here. Because I feel,
I almost got
great.
it. I might get it just because I can't. I got to finish it. I have to read it and hate all of it, or not hate any of it.
Well, they've only got like the 2 issues to convince you that it's a good idea or not.
Huh.
Good morning, C. Woodard. How are you? Another fellow Hoosier. So our regularly scheduled show will be next Saturday morning, and on that show we're going to be concentrating on the New Gods. Don't show that yet.
The New Gods aren't new, just in case you're curious.
But some of the pickups I have to show are relative to the New Gods.
I
So
thought you had that book forever.
I have. You'll see where I'm
get
going.
there.
Yeah. So Al, you put together a lineup of you're less into comics these days and more into collecting toys.
Toys.
So you've put together kind of a top 5 hit list of some of the things you're after, right?
Okay, now this wish list is not toys that have been made. They've in the past have been. There has been news recently that Super 7, Super 7 has gotten the license to the Silver Hawks, and I tell you what, I'm so happy. If you can tell, I'm happy. The Silver Hawks, man. And
Who are the Silver Hawks?
Huh?
Who are the Silver Hawks?
Well, let me finish my skit, and then we'll talk Silverhawks. Okay, Silverhawks well, see, this is the thing. You guys are old, so anyways, the Silverhawks were 86-ish, a cartoon toy line from Kenner, and they were metal-vac toys that I should have had. I got a couple of them. You push their legs together, and their arms fly out, and they have wings and stuff. It was a fun cartoon. It's an inside baseball type of cartoon and toy line, but the fact that the Silverhawks are getting made by Super 7, who have gotten the license to the Thundercats, they got new cartoon Transformer figures, they got Voltron, they got the Turtles, they got anything you can think of, and anything. They started off with like the He-Man line where they were doing the cartoon faithful He-Man lines. Okay, so now what I want to do with the quick segment here that Jamie's given me is I want to do my top 5 wish list of properties that Super 7 that I personally want to see Super 7 bust out in the future.
So this is like when I talk about my business at round 2 with modelers, and they say, "Oh, you need to get this license, you need to get that license." It's the kind of the dream wish list of things you would like to see happen.
Yeah.
All right. So let's share your first slide here.
All right. So counting down of the top 5 Super 7 wish list of Alan Schell. These guys aren't involved. They don't care. Number 5 is the Bionic 6. Another cartoon that Coach Vic is going to go, what is this? I've never heard of this. And why is it on the screen?
I'm not going to say that now.
Yeah, sure. Sure. You're going to say that about all these, okay? Maybe 1 or 2. Now, the Bionic 6, again, 86, 87. When I was a kid watching these on cartoon, I fell in love with them. But their action figures were little tiny plastic die-cast figures that you couldn't really play with, all right? You couldn't really do it. And the reason why I wanted the Bionic 6 made is, well, personally, I've always loved the characters. They're basically, I think they're Paramount characters, so it was like, what if the Bionic Man and the Bionic Woman had a family, okay? And each one of there's 6 of them there. That's why they called the Bionic 6. If you know the figures that Super 7 does, they're 7 inches, and they're fully articulated, and the sculpting's beautiful. I think to finally have these figures, okay, done right. I know they're inside baseball, inside cartoons.
I gotta tell you, I don't know this. I don't know Bionic 6 either.
What are you like? You're like 52 or something?
Yeah. In my defense,
I'm 50.
In my defense, my high school didn't have lights, so we played football on Saturday mornings or Saturday around noon, but I had to be at the field team breakfast like 8 a.m. So I don't see any of this stuff.
What channel would this have been on?
Yes.
It was syndicated on many different channels.
Okay.
I'm not sure if
small markets.
I found it in Texas. Okay. When I was living in Texas, I found that on there. They had the toys here. They had the toys here in Indiana, but I don't know what channel the cartoon one came on.
Gotcha.
Is he getting 5 minutes per toy?
Huh?
We'll move on to the next one. Let's see what we got here.
All right, number 4. You're not gonna know this one either. It's the Visionaries.
All right, hold on. Let me.
Can you find 4? I had it labeled 4. I know it's hard for.
You did a good job of labeling them in an order in which I can find them.
Like that Burt Reynolds mustache.
Yeah, it's odd for a hero, the leader of a team, to even have a mustache and not have a covering over it like Iron Man. Okay, this is what this is. This is basically like futuristic knights. Okay, but they had the holographic the totems, as they call them, and they would come out. Their powers would come out. They would turn into like lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, type of thing. I think the armor of another reason for Super 7 is they stick to model. They don't like try to redesign stuff. I don't want a visionary toy that's like, well, I decided to make the armor plating like this and this and that. I don't want that. I want on model stuff.
Right.
And that's why I think Super 7 is probably the best toy guys out there now. But the Visionaries, there's a list of guys they could do. Cool armor. And if they wanted to, they could do something with the holographic image. No, Vic, I'm talking. Anyways.
What's that on Magnum P.I.'s shoulders?
What?
That's his armor.
Yeah. They're knights. They're futuristic knights. I know everything has to be like small and black leather or something. I don't know the stuff you get into in your own time, but it's colorful, and I think it would fit on the shelves of the collection. Now Super 7 is a pre-order, and once it's ordered, it's capped, and there's only gonna be so many made. But again, this is my list, so if you don't like it, then go play football in the dark somewhere.
All right, here's choice number 3.
Number 3, it's Mask.
Ooh,
I do remember
Mask. Now,
what did Mask stand for again?
Mobile Armored Strike Command. Okay.
They spelled command wrong.
That's what they do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's toyetic.
I remember Mask.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then you'll jump on board with this.
No.
So many different characters. Even if you're just doing it, there'd be 2 ways to do this. Just the figures, okay, which would be cool in itself because they got cool designs. Something that modern comics don't have is cool designs. So, anyways, or you do it, you get the figure and then like the $500 vehicle with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They just put out they're putting out pre-orders for the Thunder Tank from Thundercats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking Mask, you have the Thunderhawk. Well, that's Matt Tracker's, the main guy standing in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You got his car.
That was a Camaro, right?
Yeah, you'd have to get the rights to that. But that's why you do like one vehicle every either 6 months or every year. I don't know. If you didn't want to do just the figures. I think the figure, because they got the way Super 7 does the toys is they have so many like removable stuff. You could have the helmet, you could have the
Mm-hmm.
with the blast and everything. So I think it would be cool. Very toyetic, very cool. And actually, this could have been on my number 1 spot. Most of these could have been, but I think this hits number 3 because the vehicles would make it such a high price range.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 2. This is very selfish, and Vic is going to be like, "Who is this?"
No,
Thundar the Barbarian. Okay. There's not as many figures you can make out of this, but it has a lot of Kirby style designs, which would be cool. You could almost go all Kirby, go all in Kirby,
Mm-hmm.
but that didn't work for the New Gods toy line that they were trying to do. So that's good. So your main guys, you got Thundar, you got Ukla, and then you got Princess Ariel. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then you could do their steeds, or you could do a couple of their villains, and then you could do variants of these. So this would be more a finite toy line. It wouldn't be a huge toy. This would be like, okay, I got this guy and this guy. Okay, we're done.
Right.
But it'd still be cool to see them standing next at 7. You get them, put them next to your Lino, put them next to your He-Man. It'd be beautiful.
That's the cool thing, and we do that at my job too, where we keep that we do things from different properties in the same scale, so you can do that. You can put them right next to each other in real life, and that's kind of the only opportunity you get.
Okay, so number 1, I struggled with this, but then it won out. You know, Coach Vic, if you don't remember these guys, then you didn't have a childhood. Battle of the Planets. Battle of the Planets, number 1.
I was just watching this on High Dive the other day.
Yeah, this toy line it's had toys in the past. But it's never had a great toy line, a collectible toy line. Super 7 would knock the dust off this thing, make this so hot. It could be Battle of Planets, it could be Gotcha Man, which it is known in Japan, where it comes from. This has so many heroes. You can do the heroes in and out of their outfits, you know, like their weird numbered clothes. It's got vehicles. The villains are cool. I would buy the heck out of the villains because they've never been represented in a cool toy line. That's one thing about all these 1 through 5. The villains are toyetic as heck. Even like with Bionic 6. Visionaries, Mask, Thundar. They had cool stuff, especially Thundar had a lot of designs by Kirby, so you know those things are wicked. But Battle of Planets, my number 1. Get on it, Super 7. I know you're not watching, but this should be the next. This should be the next line, man. It would be beautiful. I think. See, I got Coach Vic geeking out on this, and you know that guy don't know it. Battle of the Planets.
But that Gotcha Man thing, that explains a couple of things.
Like the G-force and the G on the belts and everything.
Yeah.
Wow, that explains a few more things.
Yeah. So
on High Dive, it's an anime app, and I was like, "That's Battle of the Planets. You can't fool me."
Yeah. So see what Battle of the Planets
about this
Battle of the Planets is that in Japan it was like Science Ninja Team Gotcha Man. Okay, the funky name that is. And it, just like Transformers and just like Voltron, what happened is that the American guys would go over to Japan and see what was cooking. And then they would buy the rights for the American distribution. And they would just change it. Just like Voltron, this is edited. Like the Battle of the Planets was edited to make it the way that the American guys wanted it. So if you watch the Japanese version, you're going to see death and other stuff and that, because the Japanese just like, here, little kid, watch this. It's okay. You know, they didn't shy away from it. But still, Battle of Planets, Gotcha Man, whatever you're going to call it, this is number 1. Number 1, Santa Claus, give me this for Christmas. Tooth Fairy, leave it under. I'm going to yank out all my teeth and put them underneath my pillow. Leave me the Battle of the Planets Super 7 figures, please.
I endorse that choice. That's a good choice. And to be honest, I'm surprised it's not already been done.
It has to be some type of licensing deal. It has to be something wrong with it. Like it's toxic or something. Even though like Alex Ross had that thing, he did that. So there's got to be something they can do, but they're not doing it. But Super 7, man, go check out Ross too.
He did a line of comics. And did they put out toys and figures with that too?
Yeah, but like Diamond Select or whatever, you know, the garbage toys that like, I can't move. Man, I'm telling you,
they're the toys that are made not to be played with.
We need Battle of the Planets, Transformers, and My Little Ponies all in one comic book.
They probably did that.
2/3 of the way there. So you're in luck.
Real quick, Jamie. You were talking earlier about how people are coming to you. It's like, you should make this model, this model, this model. I'm telling you, Mask, you should think about making models of those. Try to get the Thunderhawk. Just one. Just do the Thunderhawk. That would be so cool.
We just got Star Wars. I got plenty on my plate as it is.
Ah, man, everybody's got Star Wars. Everybody's got Star Wars. Nobody has Mask. I'm telling you, people are gonna flip their lid. They're going like, "Oh, I remember this."
Do you think there's a reason why that is? Or there's 500 Star Wars comic books right now and 0 Mask books?
See, if you think inside this box, okay, you think inside that box, you're gonna only get what's in that box, okay. You think outside here, you might get something different. Sorry, Vic.
Oh, but you know what happens when you think outside the box? You got people hating on Future State.
That's not outside the box. That's inside the box, man.
Like
That's like, hey, what garbage people can we do? Yeah, come on. Listen, I didn't hate all of Future State, just the badly done ones. Okay. Just the badly done ones. I liked the ideas of many of them. I just thought that a lot of the execution, just like, yeah. I mean, okay, that's why we don't agree on the first couple episodes of WandaVision. And you guys are
WandaVision. What are you talking about?
You guys eating up that Future State garbage. Go ahead. I guess I just.
So getting back to Mask, I guess Hasbro has a movie development deal where
not happening, man.
Huh?
That's in development.
Yeah, there's a Mask movie in development.
You could be on that Super 7 train. I know you're not into looking for that Super 7 train, but I'm telling you, that freaking Mask models. Oh my God! Come on, man.
All right.
See, yeah. It's your world.
I'm strictly a round 2 guy. Is that the right company?
It is.
You guys play it safe. That's how safe. That's what safety gets you. Safety don't get you much. You got to go for it. Star Wars. Like, who else is Star Wars? Him.
Star Wars is hot for some reason.
Cutting that pie up a little thin, man. You're gonna get the thank you. It's like Oliver Twist.
Space Station 1999. Only Hialeah knows what Space 1999 is, and
he loves it.
Anyway, all right. I'm going to start flipping through some of the books I've picked up. A couple weeks ago, well, it was back before Christmas now, I guess. I was on Comigories, and I won the Christmas Comigories competition.
What book did you win with? Is that handy?
It's not handy.
Right there. He ordered, man. He's telling the truth. He's pretty close. He needs to order those so then we can get more. Those Transformers. That's honorable mention. Cartoon accurate G.I. Joes would be cool too. I mean, straight from like on model stuff, man. That's what they're doing with the Transformers. If you want to get an on model Optimus Prime, they got it. They're coming out. I'm grabbing that thing. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry. Shut up. I know you want me to shut up.
No, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a prize on oh man, I started talking and I choked on myself. So, if you win one of the holiday versions of Comigories, you get a prize. The regular Comigories, you have to win three times in a row to get a slab. But for the holiday award, they gave me a choice of books and a pop, and I left the pop, I think, sitting across the room. But the book I picked up was the JLA Earth 2 hardcover. No, that's all right. By Grant Morrison and Frank Whiteley. This had been out back in the day, and I never got around to picking it up, so I was glad that was a possibility. We've got a guest across the room that's grabbing the pop for me. So there's the other half of the award, Deadpool bobblehead pop.
It's a bobblehead too?
Yep.
Yeah, all Marvels are bobbleheads.
And it's a licensing thing where Marvel split up their license and they're like, we can't have somebody else do another figure, but you can do a bobblehead. Hialeah is saying check out the Man of Action figures online. I'm sure.
Like Action Man or what?
Man of Action. I've heard of that before, but I can't remember exactly what it is they're doing.
He has a sword and a gun. I need to watch these Deadpool movies.
You've not watched Deadpool?
I saw the first one.
Okay. So then a couple weeks after I was on Comigories, John's Comics with Kids, who hosts the show, had a live sale. So I picked up a few books. This somebody bought a round. So if you're in a live sale,
Make yourself big.
when you're in a live sale and somebody buys a round, that means all you got to do is say what book you want, and they'll put it in your stack for free.
Sweet.
So somebody bought a round, and I picked that one up.
How many books? How many issues are there of that Highlander?
I don't know. This was like issue 2 or 3.
No, there's only one. There can be only one.
So, a couple other books I picked up for, I think, $1 a piece. Good deals. I figured She-Hulk was getting hot, so I picked up the Hulk #1 that featured She-Hulk. And then over time, if I see them in $1 or $2 bins, I pick up this run of Captain America by Mark Waid and Andy Kubert. Actually, Dan Jurgens was writing it by this point, but I love the Andy Kubert artwork on that run of Captain America. It's pretty overlooked. So I got those. So like I said earlier, I'm kind of shopping off a list this year. So the rest of the books that I'm going to show are coming off my list, and I'll show the list in a minute after I show a few of the books. Except for this one. I don't think this one actually was on, but I sent Hialeah a sketch cover a while back, and I included a book, and I wanted the same book for my collection, so I found another copy for myself. So I got a copy of Silver Surfer 18. This is what the significance of this one is, that this is Jack Kirby's one issue of Silver Surfer he was able to do, and it's also one of the last books that he drew for Marvel. And it's been described that if you kind of read this book through the lens of Jack Kirby is so mad he's about to leave Marvel, it really comes through in the artwork, and it's pretty true.
Angry art, like that red explosion right there in the back.
Well, I ain't afraid to touch my books. I'll open it and show you.
Ooh.
No, look, no gloves.
Those definitely aren't white pages.
But it's kind of this last page where Silver Surfer, along the way, he's been like not the voice of reason, but he's not all that emotional, but kind of at the end, he's just yelling at the audience. He's kind of
give me my money.
He's turned heel, and you notice that the bottom of the page advertises next the savagely sensational new Silver Surfer.
Man,
like I said, this was the last issue of the initial run.
I guess when Kirby left something, he left something.
So, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to own this book, is just for that kind of historical reference, the impact that, not the impact, but how this kind of reflected Jack Kirby's feelings at the time. See, Wood says, need to get back on my 2021 list. All the great action figures have been distracting. That's why I only collect comics, man.
Because you're lame.
So, this is a book that's been on my list for a while. I'm trying to complete the run of Jim Starlin on Captain America.
That's Captain Marvel.
You're right. And I meant to say Captain Marvel. So I collect these in a medium, kind of a mid to high grade 7.0s. You'll see a little tear at the top of it.
That's a strong looking girl there.
Girl.
Yeah, Captain Marvel.
Let it go.
This is the real Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel. So, this is one of the books that I think I might have owned as a kid and then sold in that infamous garage sale incident. So I had a real low grade, so low grade that like pages were cut up and stuff like that. So I'm happy to have a decent copy of that in my collection. Another, I guess this would be into the Bronze Age too. Pick up this issue of Brave and the Bold, number 91. Good morning, Remy Q and Simple Simon. Good to have you on the show this morning. So the significance of this book is one of the few issues of that Nick Cardy drew for Brave and the Bold. I'm not a huge Nick Cardy fan on his Batman work,
How
but
dare you?
I'm not saying I don't like Nick Cardy. I just don't like
You
his
just
Batman.
said it. You just said I don't like Nick. I'm not a big fan of Nick Cardy.
On his Batman work.
No, I didn't hear that. I just Fox News you, pal.
So another member of the community, Bonafide Comics, tipped me off to a hardcover art book about Nick Cardy, and I picked that up. And one of the issues he mentioned specifically in one of the interviews with Nick Cardy, and that was this book and a couple others. So those are all on my hunt list for this year. And
Was Nick Cardy happy with his work?
yeah. Once I'm going to do a special sometime with Bonafide, just to talk about Nick Cardy and maybe Bob Oxner. I think we might do them both at the same time because they're kind of both on the same level, talent and arrow wise. So I think it'd be cool to give it a look at both of their work at the same time. So we talked about New Gods real briefly earlier. So what we're going to talk about next week are the first 5 issues of the New Gods, and I owned issues 1 through 4, so I needed to pick up number 5, and then so I got the number 5. The only issues I was missing from the run were number 5 and number 8.
Now you have them all. Was it how many books? At 32?
No, the initial Kirby run was only 11 issues.
Oh, okay.
So now I get the opportunity to.
Gore Vidal dropping some truth on that situation.
Gore's always good for that.
Yeah.
I got to say. Silver Surfer title is one of the biggest disappointments for me. Nice Buscema art, but if Kirby had been given the book, given the book and free reign like New Gods, it would have been amazing.
Think about everything that he did with New Gods would probably have been in Silver Surfer.
There's my run of New Gods. Got the number 1. It's probably 5.0. I want to upgrade that one. Number 2.
Yeah, think about that. He would have put Darkseid in Marvel. Marvel would have Darkseid. They wouldn't have had to butter up Thanos to make it seem like something special. Because Thanos wasn't nothing until Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, number 3 is an issue I need to upgrade. I don't like the condition of it. But number 4, at number 5, number 6 with the Glory Boat, number 7.
Man, look at this. Dropping names like that. Name dropping mother.
Number 9 with the Bug. 10 and 11. So that's the full run of Kirby on the New Gods. It should be a fun discussion next week when we talk about it.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm talking
about Future State. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I've got some background info on like why it didn't succeed, why the Fourth World lineup didn't succeed for DC.
Ahead of its time.
So
because Jack Kirby's a future thinker, unlike Future State. Imagine Jack Kirby's Future State. That's what you need to imagine. Jeez.
So I didn't take a moment to say hi to Gore. Good morning, Gore. Good morning, Geek Aficionado and Phil Ailing. Thanks for joining the show this morning. So I'm not huge on spec, which is buying something because a character is involved and hoping it goes up in value. But there are just I think 3 or 4 books on my list that are like that. This was one of them. I picked this up at a local antique mall.
Really?
Yep. And I thought I was.
Where's this antique mall?
What's that?
Where's this antique mall?
I'm not telling. I can't give away my secrets. My secret hunting ground.
Like what the heck, man?
It's in
I've never said like exactly where we are, so I don't want to. I want people to come rob me.
Oh wow! Hey, you guys have problems.
So significance of this book, it's the.
So you live in a nice area then, because I wouldn't be afraid of that because I'd rob them.
First first female Hawkeye in costume in this issue, and I think there's another first appearance in here, maybe Cassie Lang, maybe I can't remember. So I thought I was picking this guy's pocket because everything else in his booth, regardless of condition, was street value for pretty much everything he had.
Street value,
kind of on the high end.
Street value.
Hey man, I got some.
I'm always
value
looking for the deal. So this I picked this up for about half of what I see it going for on eBay.
You got any street value Hot Wheels?
He sold his Hot Wheels.
Part of collecting is opportunity buying. So I thought this was
Yeah, man, you got any of that Black Panther?
Hey man,
good morning, boy. Had 7.
Good morning, 7.
So yeah, pick that one up.
The Bishop of Two Step. I'm working on that nickname for you.
Victor mentioned I sold some Hot Wheels. I also sold a lot of the toys that I was showing.
Wait, you sold Hot Wheels?
I sold some Hot Wheels. I also sold all the toys I was showing on the Comic Book NYC auction.
Wow. I seen where you dropped those at. I seen where you dropped them.
I posted them on Instagram, and I had a couple people that were like, yeah, if they don't sell, get back to me. And I didn't have any serious bites on anything, so I took them all to the local used or vintage toy dealer, and he was very interested. Struck a deal with him.
Give it $2.
I got a fair deal. I mean, if
Really?
I'd have put the work in on eBay, I would have made more, but I avoided that hassle. But
Because you weak on toys, man. That's your problem.
But part of the deal was he threw this in. This is Thor 133. I bought an issue earlier and didn't like the condition. It was a little bit too worn, so
You better check all the pages on that, man. 'Cause I know where you got it. You better check. You better take a fine-tooth comb over that. It might have a different comic book in there. It might be a bunch of different comic books stapled together.
you're probably right.
Hey, man, I've gotten some Star Wars guys that were screwed together. It's great. I love that guy, though.
You just want to see his long boxes that he has hidden somewhere.
Yeah, he said he's got 100,000 comics at his house, and I want to go pick it.
So yeah, you end up in his basement. That's where you'll end up.
Yeah.
Where's Jamie? Coach Vic is in charge of Clobberin time now. He went to someone's house and never came back.
Like, why is Clobberin time have a sports segment all of a sudden?
Yeah, it's sporting time.
So this next book is the biggest book I've picked up so far this year. I got it right after the first of the year, and it's in better condition than I would have hoped for. I paid a little bit more than I had planned on it, but it was another, I thought, an opportunity buy. Is in such good condition, and it was
nice.
a buy it now price. So we got a nice XMen number 50. Let's see if I can avoid the glare. Nice clean edges, sharp corners.
You get this from the same place as the Thor?
No, this is an eBay buy.
Okay, good deal.
Now, do you have all of the X-Men run?
This says Nabisco on it. Is that a
Bisco.
is that a mail away? They did that, right?
Came in a box of cereal.
Yeah, that's a Cracker Jack. That's a Cracker Jack comic.
Geek Aficionado's on board with this pickup.
Well, you know what they say, when you're really good, they call you Cracker Jack.
What's that mean?
I don't know, but it's from the commercial.
Oh, okay.
I put
You got any,
police out, and I was raised on TV.
I don't believe that at all.
Jack was a racial reference.
What?
Yeah, I thought Cracker Jack was a racial reference.
We've got a studio guest here in the background this morning.
Oh, okay.
So let me show real quick my 2020 hunt list.
What was that term you said? Street what earlier?
Street value.
Street value. That's the new jam there. Street value. You got any of that street value Funko Pops, man? looking for a Lion-O.
I'm trying to convince Jamie he needs an extra tall Batman pop they have at the store.
No, he just gave away an extra tall Batman.
You did?
Yeah, not a Funko, but
An extra tall Batman.
Yeah.
yeah, I seen it was like what the 12-inch or whatever figure. It was a
No.
Batman.
Yeah, I sold a 12-inch Batman, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like sideshow quality.
The
or
one at the
anything.
store is like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, he had one of those. I seen it. He didn't even show half of his toys to me. He just showed me like his Michael Keaton Batman and stuff. He did. I seen all those. I was like, man, you probably gave away those one Batmans, that Batman and Robin I gave you, didn't you? Those two pocket heroes.
No,
yeah.
those went in the box.
You know, I'm gonna start giving you more toys. So then you're like, I can't get rid of them because they're gifts. But I got a couple right here.
Just invite me. Give me a week warning. I'll come on anytime.
Secret Squirrel. This is yours now. I'm gonna give you the Secret Squirrel.
I don't know. I don't want that secret squirrel.
See, I'm gifting.
So I'm showing on the screen just a rundown of my priorities this year. So I've knocked off the XMen 50. Working on that Captain Marvel run. I got the 2 issues of New Gods, 2 of the 4 I need to hunt for.
You're starting off strong this year, aren't you?
Yeah, man. But the thing I'm struggling with, and we'll transition to this discussion now, is this monster book up in the upper left-hand corner.
Don't.
Now, let me preface this by saying
The book of all books.
let me get my branding back up. Okay, so this is the book in my collection that I've laid out the most money for. Okay. And I bought this at the end of 2019, and I'm going to be honest, and I've always been honest about this. I can't name grades because I don't know like how many flaws can it have and be a certain grade. If I had to guess, this is an 8.0 because it's got slightly rounded corners, a couple non-color breaking spine ticks, a couple waves or bends here and there that would press out.
Mm-hmm.
All the edges are clean and all that kind of stuff. The back looks as good as the front. So let's just call this an 8.0 for the purpose of our discussion. So
It's not good enough for you, is it?
What's that?
It's not good enough for you.
No, it's perfectly fine. I honestly didn't think I would afford a copy this nice. I wanted to upgrade the ugly copy I did, and I accomplished that. So $250. That's the most I've spent on a comic book thus far. Okay,
That's crazy.
I touched it.
get a bag.
It's something that's gonna decay over time. You pay $250.
Okay, so let's take a look at what the value of this book is. So,
$2.
the audience in the chat will know pretty much everything I'm talking about. But we've got a guest in the studio, so I'm going to explain a little bit more than I would need to for the audience that's online. Good morning, Biggie Shack. How are you?
Biggie.
So, when we talk about the values of comics, we usually talk about a slabbed book, a graded book where a third party has told both the seller and me as the collector what the current condition of this book is, and then we can use that to determine values. Now, this is my only slabbed graded book. It was A-okayed to me with the intention that I would crack it open and own a nice raw copy of Green Lantern 76. Shout out to Man Cave Comics for that generous gift. So what I haven't cracked it yet, and it's whether or not I've cracked this is based on pretty much if I pick up a graded X-Men, giant size X-Men 1, or if I buy a raw one. If I buy a raw one, this one's getting cracked. If I buy a slabbed one, I'll own 2 slabs. Because we all know I'm not actually ever going to sit down and read it cover to cover. I've got this. Inside this is a giant size X-Men 1, with bonus material that I can read.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is a reprint. So usually when we talk about, determining values and what we establish as kind of the rule is sold prices, and GPA analysis provides us with that. And I will share this screen, hopefully. How about a Chrome tab?
What does GPA stand for? Wrong question to ask.
Wrong question to ask me. Chat, what does GPA stand for? I talk to the chat like I'm talking to Siri.
Binary code.
It's
Danger. Well,
I don't know.
Okay.
Analysis is the A, but
GP analysis.
yeah.
Graded paper product analysis.
Let me see if I can get this bigger on screen. I'm not sure if I can. No. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And see, that's part of the reason why I want to have Al in on this conversation, because he cares not about what a comic is worth. Right? Am I right? Look at him.
I'm gonna come over and rip all your new guys up. I'm gonna rip them up. I'm gonna break that slab. I'm gonna rip all the pages one by one. I'm gonna get tracing paper and trace, and I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna grab that Dave Cockrum XMen. I'm gonna draw nipples on that.
So what I'm showing right now is what I'm showing right now is the GPA on the XMen 101.
Which Al probably has rolled up under his bed somewhere.
I do. I got 5 of them. I've used them to fan myself in the hotness of the world.
So GPA will tell us. I bought this in late 2019. Okay, and let's say we have to talk in a matter of, okay, if it was slabbed. Now, since it's not slabbed, you think, okay, you take the slabbed value, graded value, and you kind of take money off of that, maybe $100, whatever, depending on kind of the overall value of the book. Maybe, I mean, the minimum, it costs you at least what, $30 or $40 to get a book slabbed. When you consider
$20 because of that,
you consider the cost of the grading service and the shipping to and from. That's about what it works out to, depending on the book. So I bought this at the end of 2019, and so in October of 2019, there was one copy sold for $316. I bought mine raw for $250. Yeah, I could get it slabbed, and it would be I paid essentially what they would say. I paid GPA for it. And then we see, the value of the book goes up and down, waivers, and then we see this curve where starting from the 1st of 2020, the book was at a low. We were just getting ready to go into the lockdown. Went into lockdown in March, and in March and April, the book average price was $300. It didn't really bump up much.
So what's that street value going, baby? What's the street value? I don't care what you're talking, Slab. I'm talking street value, pure cut, baby.
So through 2020, through 2020, we see the book go up in price until it hit a peak in 2020 in August of $500. Dipped back down again to about $365, and then it continued to rise, and it's kind of on an upward swing.
I apologize to everybody that's watching this on their phone. Like, what the hell's happening here? I see a blue line.
Okay.
This should be a warning. Watch on big TV with the. You're actually doing this. You're doing stat. Okay, data. What are you doing, Spock? Dang. Sorry.
All right.
it's like analytics for
He was
content.
fast tracking me through the toy wish list so he could get to the boringest stuff I've ever watched on a podcast thing.
I love Sabermatics.
Look at this. See, as the line goes up here, I'm on the wrong show, guys. I'm on the wrong show. I'm sorry. You gonna do? What are you doing, man? Hey, let's talk about stocks next, man.
Okay,
Ooh,
look.
I've been waiting to share my GameStop information.
Yeah, there you go.
I know you're totally not into this, and that's okay. But
Okay.
I know the audience in the chat, they're like, yeah, you're going too slow, but they're into it. Trust me, even though they're not even talking anymore.
You're going too slow. You're going too fast. I think. You
All right. So
coming out of your neck.
give me a minute here to find.
You've had 50 of them.
Let's find Giant Size X-Men 1.
Giant Size X-Men 1. Just so you know, I can say this because I know Jamie a little bit. He's almost bought this book 15 times this year already.
No. Part of the problem is there's not a lot of inventory right now. So that's a struggle.
New stickers.
But no, I've almost bought it like 2 or 3 times.
I mean, I saw one on eBay for $34,000, so I sent you that listing.
So let me before we look at the values on this. A couple years ago, so when I say a couple years ago, this would be in early 2019. I started thinking, the value on the Giant Size X-Men 1, if I were to sell one of my original paintings, which I already had a deal on. What?
Biggie Shack. Don't put it up. It's funny what he said. You can't put that up, but that's great.
Okay. So early 2019, I was thinking I could sell one of my illustrations. I've already got a deal worked out to sell an illustration. I could take
You don't have that one. You need the money right now.
And I could buy the Giant Size X-Men 1 in a decent raw condition, and I'd still have money left over. And so I had okay. Let me preface all this with
the size of my ego, folks.
This is the ultimate first world problem where we're talking about spending 4 figures on a comic book. This isn't feeding the poor. I admit that.
See how he slipped the other humble brag in there? He sold his artwork for 4 figures.
Yeah, man. Like, excuse the size of knocking stuff over with your ego, pal.
So I know I sit next to Picasso here.
I had this deal worked out.
I think Picasso worked quicker.
The buyer went through some life problems where he couldn't buy it, like when we talked about and then COVID hit. We were going to meet up in May, and we weren't going to be at the show that was scheduled. We were scheduled to be at in May. And then plus, I think with this other life stuff, I don't think he was in a position to pull the trigger. But he's a friend of mine. I held on to it for him, but the whole time I was sweating it, watching the values of Giant Size X-Men go up. And it got to the point where in November last year, we finally consummated the deal, and I got my cash together to buy a Giant Size X-Men 1. And now where I thought I'd be able to be in the 7 to 8.0 range, the book had priced me out. My dollars didn't keep up with the value of the book. So let's show GPA again. So now I'm in the range of buying a 6.5. That's about the max that I can consider. But look at the curve on this book. Where in
hard times, Jamie. You're living in hard times. You can only get a 6.5 X-Men grade. Oh my God. The world is coming to an end, folks.
All right. I keep you because I love you, man.
Maybe we'll just say the word, I guess, huh?
No, but look at the curve on this. So the little dip that we see here in what's this in February of last year, it dipped to its lowest. Average was 1,128, and by July, it was $22.50, and it's kind of staying, up there. So that's right where we're at, as far as where the price range is. But the thing is, like I said, there's a shortage of inventory out there, and if you go, I'm not going to go through the exercise of going to eBay and looking up
Please do
what the listings are on eBay, but the strategy of eBay sellers is to maximize their profits. So, in one of the things they do is they play to the weakness of the buying market, where they're either
of the FOMO people.
It's not even that. It's I'm going to buy to someone, or I'm going to sell to someone that's uneducated, and then they're going to overpay me. That's one possibility. The other possibility is at any moment there's going to be some late breaking news from Marvel Comics that's going to spike the value on something.
I'm telling you, that Avengers XMen movie's coming up.
Can't get that street value. I know what we can do.
What?
I figured it out. This is how we're going to get you. We are going to do an Indiegogo Kickstarter. Get that poor boy, Jamie Hood, giant size #1. Lord, please, if you're listening. Jamie Hood, you'll get it. You're a good guy. It'll come to you.
And that's what I have to keep telling myself. And it's been a battle of it's been a battle of can't I bring myself to spend this much money on a comic book that benefits no one but me?
Poor boy.
That's the only reason that I'm kind of looking at.
I mean, that comic book is as good as real estate for appreciate the value, right?
Yeah. It's considered it's one of the blue chip books. The Green Lanterns 76. I mean, you can compare it value or growth wise. Nothing is going to spike the price on this book where it's worth $200 to $300 now. Very little is going to happen where it could happen to make this go up significantly in value.
DC makes an actual good movie.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You buy a giant size X-Men now, and when Marvel announces their first X-Men movie is coming, the book's going to grow again right at that moment, instantly. To what degree, no one can say, but
you're forgetting the X factor. Okay, you might be buying these for your whimsy right now, for your collection, but you're not looking at what they're going to do, how they're going to be in the future, because X-Men's always going to grow because it's a property that people love. Wolverine, and it's the first Wolverine X-Men. Okay, that's the key. First Wolverine X-Men. I know he appeared in the Hulk before this.
That was the first Storm X-Men. That was the reason why.
Yeah. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, think about when you're dead and your kids are selling this thing for all that money, or when your kids want to go to college and you're like, you know what, I'm going to sell this giant size X-Men. It's an investment in your kid's future, so you might as well pay the measly penances it is now to get that thing while you still can. So stop crying about it rising in price, because it's going to be worth a lot more later on down the line. It's an investment in your future. You shouldn't worry about it. You pulling nails here, folks. It's that simple. If you can do it, you can do it.
Let's see what comments the chat has. John Comics with Kid says, I feel your troubles, Jay Hood. I had to change my Daredevil 1 plans for 2021. That's another book that's been spiking. It's another one of those books that flew under the radar for a long time and was undervalued, and then people realized, hey, there's an undervalued book, and everybody bought it, and the value went up. See what are going after that 4-issue second printing. The book is going up to. Okay, I gotta go back. He's looking for. Oh, he's a turtle guy, and he's priced out of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle #1 first print market. Man.
TURTLE power.
And see that's another thing. I mean, I'm let me get rid of this comment. So, I mean, ultimately, the book for me, the ultimate grail would be Detective 27. Ain't
You ain't getting that.
never getting that.
The Bisco version of it, if you want.
Behind that would be an X-Men 1, which back a year ago, I was thinking I could probably do enough. If I concentrate on it, I could do enough flipping to get an X-Men 1. By the time I got to it, it's going to be a 5-figure book.
Ooh, Detective 27, first Batman, right?
Yeah.
I know my stuff, don't I?
You're catching up. All right, let's see what else everybody else has got. You could sell a bunch of books to get it. And one of the things is I also need to stop buying because, like, at this point, the way the book is creeping up, I can't drop another $100 because I might not have it to spend on my X-Men 1 or Giant Size 1.
Well,
Biggie's a fan of getting the X-Men 94 too as the backup, and that's a book that's growing too.
well, here's what I'm just going to say, not to get all political on you, but, you know, the government passes the stimulus plan. You got like 3 kids and a wife. You use all that stimulus money.
He's already got that spent.
That money's going to buy a furnace. So that is going to
gotta be all practical with this.
Everybody's chipping in because we're all going to enjoy the nice heat. See, Wood's working on a claim sale to get down in space.
Victor, you can buy it for him.
Yeah, that's still not enough.
You going to get that hero for hire?
No.
Oh, hey, Vic, did you see that they had the graphic novel? It's like a collection of all the Luke Cages. They had it at Buy Me Toys. It's probably like $20.
John says that GSX1 is expensive for Nightcrawler, Colossus, and Storm.
Sure. It's not Wolverine at all.
Biggie says I've been getting
Actually, it's for Thunderbird.
that aren't premiums right now, but I would like to have that sweet GSX too. Yeah, I know you're hunting for one too. And part of me, I mean, here's part of the reason why I'm panicking is because I see low grade copies of it go for what I thought I'd be spending.
Right.
I mean, they're low grade, like real beater copies, around $1,000.
You mean Alan's copies?
Yeah.
See,
John sends his
somebody who recognizes talent.
compliments.
You misspelled my name.
Yeah.
See,
when I meet my eBay money all comes from the sale of artwork, whether that be sketch covers or selling original art. But when I'm contracted to do a piece of freelance art, the income from that goes into the family fund. Selling the artwork goes into my comic book fund. So that's kind of how we split the funds from that total deal. So, hey, if anybody knows a big fan of 69 Camaros or 2008 Dodge Challenger or a 66 Dodge Daytona, tell them I got some art. I want to sell them.
yeah. You look me up. I'm his agent because I get 5%. I'm the intermediary.
A long time for that money, Vic.
Or if anyone wants a sketch cover done, that will help the cause.
Shoot, I
Telling
do.
you,
I owe you one already. You're in line.
you could be making some side money on that TeePublic if you were to do other stuff. You know, put it on there, let it set for a while. It'll come back and get you.
There are a lot of ways I could make passive income, but you're right. I just need to concentrate on it.
I mean, if we put out a YouTube video every night, we might get the subscribership up to where you get money.
And get those super chats where Google takes 30% and then you got to pay taxes on the rest.
They take 50% actually, but
I thought that they took 30.
oh, you got to pay taxes on that?
Yeah, you do.
Well, I guess you
Everybody's
gotta
getting
pay
their
tax on
statements
everything.
and they're kind of surprised.
Oh,
Seawood says, I guess the way I collect is that if the book is affordable, I'll buy it, but don't pay these premium prices. At that point, I just tell myself it isn't meant to be. And I'm right on the verge of being there with the GSX-1, but since I do have the money in the bank to spend on it, I don't have anybody telling me no. That's all coming from kind of internally. So hopefully I'll be working towards that. And if anybody knows someone with a giant size X-Men 1 mid grade, solid mid grade,
Street value.
that is looking to move it, I'll buy graded or raw. So if anyone knows anyone, let them know.
What movie was that? It was in New Jack City.
I'm willing to pay the street value.
Yeah, man, come on.
You need that GSX-1?
I'm telling you, if you listen to me, if you let me get your brain going with all the cool ideas you can be painting up, you can be, oh my goodness. You can make $2 a shirt. That'll be the best thing.
Biggie picked up that Avengers 1 recently. Way to go, boy.
Let's see.
I picked this up recently. Look at this baby.
What's that?
That is Harry Warden from the movie My Bloody Valentine. You ever seen My Bloody? Of course you haven't.
I remember my Bloody Valentine from Famous Monsters magazine. That's my exposure to My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite slasher movies.
But because you demanded it, they made a figure of it.
Well, it was an exclusive for Scream Factory. Made for by NECA, who does most of the horror toys.
Mm-hmm.
There's a line of horror toys?
Huh?
There's a line of horror toys?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, can you get those white people from Get Out?
Eventually. I'm sure you can. Amigo has a line. They just brought out like Leatherface, Candyman, Chucky. They got tons of them.
Yeah, all that stuff I didn't watch.
Yeah, I figured.
I don't do horror movies.
I figured.
I scare easily.
But it's cool. Right. Very detailed. Very cool. Look at the.
It is detailed. I mean, you'd expect nothing less from NECA. They do good products.
Is it NECA, whatever.
All right.
It's good frame too. So usually figures are too buff. This actually looks like the body type of the killer or whatever you call him.
Gotcha.
I went on there looking for just the Blu-ray because it's like kind of as a movie that had like lost stuff, and I found this and it was exclusive, so I had to grab it. Anyways, I'm boring the crowd.
Well, wait a second, Alan. I have a question for you though. What's the company that makes some good anime toys or manga toys or manga toys? However you say it.
Well, the only thing I've seen is the new Dragon Ball Z figures. That's about it.
When you say toys, you mean
I'm sorry,
figures,
action figures,
like posable? They have to be posable.
Posable, yeah.
I don't know.
Like if I'm looking for My Hero Academia, Black Clover, or something like that. You have no clue. Because
really, when it comes to anime, I'm more old anime, so it's like Gundam and Macross, and that was going to be in my honorable mentions of the figures was Robotech. I thought Robotech would be a great toy line. I dig that, but anyways, who cares about that? Let's talk about points on how much a comic page costs. I'm on the wrong show, guys. I need to find a new audience.
That's all right. Well, let's bring this horror show to an end. So, Victor had a very important topic he wanted to talk about.
Oh, yes.
Before we ended the show. So, Al, who's your pick to win the Super Bowl tomorrow?
The Colts? I don't know, man. I haven't paid attention to football in a couple of years, man. So sorry. Yeah. Ask me who I think is going to get the belt at AEW Revolution. I'll tell you. I like my sports fabricated.
Well, who's going to get the belt at Revolution?
I think Kenny Omega's keeping it. Whoever he faces is keeping it.
Really? You think so?
Oh yeah, it's too soon to drop it.
See, I've heard of the Chiefs and the Buccaneers, but I've never heard of Kenny Omega before.
Yeah. Sorry you're not in this world. Oh wait, Kenny Omega he has 5 victories. 1-00-8912. Did you understand that part?
You can play the grades on the comic book stuff.
I am Jamie Hunt. I am Robot Frankenstein. This is the most exciting stuff. Give me more.
Victor, who's going to win the Super Bowl tomorrow?
Oh, the Chiefs are going to win. It's going to be a blowout, 31-17.
You keep bringing me back, though.
Tom Brady's going to throw not 1, not 2, but 3 interceptions, 1 pick 6.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Because did you not see his last game?
Brady's
He
gonna-
threw
Any-
not 1, not 2, but 3 interceptions and 1 pick 6.
He's gonna
Biggie Shaq, he knows about Omega.
Anytime
The
Anytime-
gold cheater.
anytime somebody gets in trouble the week of the Super Bowl, that team loses.
Well, the problem is because of quarantine, nobody's got in trouble this week.
You need to read the news.
Oh, what happened?
Buccaneers going to win.
Oh,
Who's in the bat? Who's in
What
the bat?
Tyreek Hill? What Tyreek Hill do this time?
One of the
Who's in the Super Bowls?
in a drunken driving accident or something.
Dang.
What was that?
Who's in the Super Bowls this year?
It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers being led by Tom Brady, who's historically
Oh,
been
he's winning.
New England versus the
Tom
Kansas.
Brady's winning. I don't care who team he's on.
He's heard of Tom Brady, so
Yeah, I know Tom Brady. Come on.
All right. Oh,
I used to watch all the sports back in the day, but it's just this life has gotten too important for me now. So I'm like, I don't want to watch.
let's see where these picks are going.
I don't like watching a bunch of billionaires fumble around the ball all far tonight. So
I need to go ahead and give this hot take that I heard earlier this week. Enough of a bunch of middle-aged white guys like more than cheering for another middle-aged white guy.
hey man, that's sports.
all right.
Yes, he is, Biggie.
We will wrap this train wreck up.
That's when it started getting interesting with the AEW figures. Why are the AEW figures so hard to find, man? I'm telling you. That's unbelievable. I can't find one. I found Cody Rhodes once. And that's it. My nephew.
I'm Goldust's brother.
Huh?
Huh?
What'd you say?
That's it.
He said something about Goldust's brother. I don't get it. I don't know.
He is. He was Goldust's brother.
All right. We will.
Let's deflate that balloon. Thanks a lot, Rick. Okay, you're getting it around. So he is the balloon popper. Vic is. He is like the I'm Zender. Anyways, this is cool. What about this? Shut up, Al. Did I do that?
Oh, really? Let's say that. Which two more Willis?
Faith, family, comic books, keep your priorities straight. We'll see you next time, guys.
Oh man.